Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Brittany McCrae, and this channel we discuss what is the most important thing of mastering, and that is yourself. Today I want to talk about something that has been circulating in the news and talked about. Unless you live under a rock, then you know that there was just a recent divorce that really made headlines, and that was between Kristy Sarah Scott and Desmond Scott. Now, this is a very popular social media couple, if you don't know, who has gone viral time and time again to just share their couple antics. Kristy is known for being wild and outlandish and annoying Desmond, and Desmond always plays along with it and is always laughing. You'll know him from his laugh. And the couple that just have this dynamic of Kristy seemingly just living a life of leisure and enjoyment and being fun and having fun and clearly making revenue from social media. Now, in recent news, there has been alleged infidelity, unfortunately, within this couple, which resulted in a divorce. Now, what I'm going to discuss today ties us back to self-mastery. And you can see from the title of this is we're learning, especially as women. This channel is primarily for women. But if you're a man, you could benefit from it as well. But lessons from Kristy Scott following this divorce, I think, is so important. As a single woman, I often find myself giving women in relationships advice. How do I see myself as someone, who can give relationship advice as somebody who is single? I have mastered observation. People will tell you about me. I am someone who does not have to touch the stove to know that it's hot. I saw 4 other people hit the stove or touch the stove, and they all have been burned. So I know what outcomes will be most likely, right? In this situation with Kristy Scott, I think we as women, especially as women in relationships, can learn a few things, right? One of the first things I think we can learn is always putting yourself first. Oftentimes, although you knew Kristy was married, you knew she was happily married, you also would see Kristy living her life on her own terms without her husband, without her children, independently. I find that often women get married and they instantly lose themselves in becoming a wife. They instantly lose themselves in becoming a mother. And while it's hard, in life, we have to pick our hard. Everything is hard. It's hard being a mother. It's hard for some women to not be a mother. It's hard to be a wife. It's hard for some women to not be a wife, right? You have to choose your hard. And every time, make the choice that you make for the hard thing to do is choosing yourself. Kristy taking this method seriously led to her always having her own motion. She's always going to be okay. Now, while the divorce is unfortunate and sad, we know for a fact the way that Kristy carries herself, she's always going to be okay. She's a beautiful woman. She's a woman with a great personality. She always took time for herself while also being a mother, while also being a wife. She still maintained her desire and love for fashion, her desire and love for friends and family. This is all very prevalent that her husband he was not her life. He was not her life. He was a big part of it. They were creating their own world, but he was not the cake and the icing and the cherry on top, right? He simply complemented the life that she was leading. And mind you, these are people that knew each other from the age of 14. I see so many women meet a man today and are lost tomorrow, let alone having dedicated over a decade of your life to somebody and still be able to bounce back. Maintaining a piece of yourself at all times, no matter what, is so imperative. And this is why I'm always sharing what I share, so you can always be okay. That your worth and your life and your desire to continue to live is not indicative on who you're in a relationship with. Your motion is not indicative on whether or not you're married, on how much you've given to your children, because you're always maintaining your own motion, right? Making yourself the hard thing that you choose will carry you much further than choosing to put children and husband above you. You'll never, ever be able to recover successfully from that, right? And that's what this channel is about. It's about understanding how to balance that and what the importance of that is, what the weight of that looks like. So, lesson number 1, putting yourself first no matter what. And this is very clear when it comes to Kristy, right? And I most certainly commend her for doing it because it is a challenge. Lesson number 2 would be knowing when to walk away. When somebody shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Even if the first time is 14 years later, right? This is how patterns are. They start somewhere, right? You have to trust that this is the pattern. And if it's not something that you're willing to sign up for time and time and time again, let them go. When they show you who they are the very first time, even when you're 2 kids in, a whole business in, and a decade-long marriage in, believe people. When you think about yourself as a human, oftentimes we wear masks. We even need to expect people to trust the mask. When we remove the mask, we have to trust people when it comes to that mask removal as well. Take people seriously when they show you who they are. Now, the instance with Desmond and Kristy is alleged, right? Subliminally, there have been underplays of infidelity. Apparently, the records that she submitted for the divorce support infidelity. I have not personally seen them. If you are not someone who was willing to commit to and sign up for the potential occurrence of infidelity in the future, believe them when they do it the first time. Just in case they do it again. One thing I've been saying, when a duck quacks, don't be surprised. It's always been a duck, right? Just because a duck has not quacked does not mean it does not have the potential to, right? And once it quacks, trust it to quack again. It's a duck. It's showing you that it's a duck. And we have to trust that it's a duck, right? Excuse me. The third lesson that I think we can learn from Kristy, leave here with something. I'm like choking on something. Leave her with something. You all know that interview with Denzel Washington. We thought, I'm leaving here with something. Leave with something. This something should be something of your own. You should not be sitting around waiting for your dividend from the marriage, waiting for your dividend from the breakup. Kristy can walk away scathed, but better for it, and building off of what she's already created for herself while married. Don't be so invested and championing your marriage so much that you forget to start planting your own seeds. And not in the instance that something happens, but honestly, when something happens. If you lose your partner for whatever reason, whether it be loss of life, them deciding they don't want to be with you anymore, you need to be walking away with something and not just memories. When you are in a relationship, it is in your best interest to build something for yourself, and you can also build something with your partner. But leave here with something. That something should not just be kids. That something should not just be a wedding and a husband. Leave with something for you as an individual. If everybody in your life were to walk away tomorrow, what do you have left? If your kids were to graduate tomorrow and move and find their partner and start their life, if your husband was to say, hey, I don't want this anymore, what do you have? That is what you need to start working on. If the answer is, I don't know, that's what you need to start looking into. What can I create for myself? What can I make to occupy my time, to pour into, that I can watch grow and that I can work on for me? Not even in the event that, well, just in case I need to make money. No, just have a hobby. Have something that feeds you. Something that expects nothing from you except what you decide to pour into it, right? That's not sitting there with its hand out, waiting for you to feed it and waiting for you to, but simply something you could grow with outside of that relationship, right? Because of the way that Kristy moved, and fortunately, because of the way that she moved, because I don't think she really expected such a sudden end to her marriage. While she was building a brand with Destin, she also always had her own brand. She always had her own identity, right? That's how we can attribute her brand to fashion. We can attribute her brand to travel. These are things that she did on her own, right? So don't take it for granted, your hobbies. Don't put them on the back burner. Lean into them even more. So when we think about you, we don't just think, oh, well, that's such and such's wife, a husband. Oh, that's such and such's girlfriend. Oh, she got a man now, so who knows? What is your brand? And it doesn't have to be for sales or likes or clicks, but who are you, right? And so many times, women get married and they have children and they don't know who they are at the end of the day. And it's easy to forget, but it's also easy to prioritize. Again, like I mentioned, choose your heart, right? So Kristy has taught us what in a lot of instances is inevitable. Men are going to do what they want to do. People are going to do what they want to do. And it's up to you to position yourself to have the upper hand, to let them. No need to be upset. No need to nag. I don't know what happened behind the scenes, but no need to go back and forth. No need to figure it out and, oh, let me just see how far we can take this. Respect what they decide to do, even if it means a disrespectful gesture to you, and move on. Create motion for yourself. So this one person does not dictate the outcome of your life. So these children don't dictate how you continue to lead your life. We know based on how Kristy shows up online, she's going to be okay. She's going to still get the brand deal. She's going to still do fashion. She's still going to be in Paris Fashion Week. She's still going to be styled by Law Roach, right? She's still in the house. She's still in the house. She literally put on Instagram, same address, right? Putting yourself first will position you for success no matter what. And this is why these skills that I'm sharing with you all is so imperative, because this is the foundation for a successful life, for a life that has the outcome that you can always recoup from and that you can always revisit, right? I no longer want to see women continue to lose themselves for the sake of marriage, for the sake of children. And you do that by following these steps, by monitoring yourself, analyzing, how am I living? What do I have for me? Just in general, not just in case something happens, but something that I can always come back to, something that is solely there for me to feed into myself and feed into it. And there's reciprocity there, right? Keep that in mind when you're leading your life. And this is all going back to self-mastery. You can't control what somebody's going to do. And when they make their decision, the only thing you can control is how you're going to respond. And I think in watching this breakup and in watching this divorce, we see how Kristy has responded, at least online. Let's just say the way she's showing up online is the way she's showing up in this divorce. You show me who you are. Got it. And that's okay. It's not okay, but that's okay. I'll be okay. Why? I have protected myself and I am secure, right? So take advice from Kristy and start managing your life in a similar fashion to where you're always protecting yourself and you're always putting yourself first. I promise, in being selfish, that is the best way you can give everybody the best of you, right? If that is a priority for you, be selfish. It'll pay off. I hope that this video was enlightening and that you took something from it. And I do want to take a moment and acknowledge Kristy and send her my condolences, but also send her my congratulations on having clarity and understanding who you are and leaning into that and not being afraid of that. And if you are afraid of that, doing it anyway. So take some notes from Kristy, take some notes from myself, and share this, save this, and revisit it if you ever need a moment to collect yourself. That's what this channel is for. And I will talk to you all later. Bye.